Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to break down the house, 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, where there was a quadruple murder of the University of Idaho students. I've been getting a lot of questions on my previous videos, which I'll link up here, in regards to how can the two girls that were downstairs not hear what was going on in the above floors. So there's a lot of speculation about that. And I don't know if people really understand the flow of this house based on what the news has put out there. So I've decided to maybe help you understand it a little bit in my own words and how I can break this down. I got some photos to compare it to. So if you're interested in seeing the flow of this house and how it's laid out, then keep watching the video. And if you haven't checked out my other two videos where I discuss it, I'll link them up above. All right, so let's get to it. This is going to be an interactive video. I have my iPad here with some pictures, so I'm going to be looking down a little bit and writing on an iPad. And to do that, I need to be able to see my iPad, so I have to put on sunglasses because I'm getting that age, okay? All right, so let's take a look at the house. First thing we want to look at is the overall drone shot that I think probably the news media shot. And as you're going to see, this is a 3-story dwelling. This section right here was the original section, and this section was added later on, okay? So this is floor 1, this is floor 2. 1 and 2, and we're going to consider this 3. There's actually a drop down in here. It's a little step, but I'm going to break it down a little bit more for you. So that's the overall shot of the house. So let's take a look at a sketch that was provided to me, apparently by the property management. It is obviously not to scale, but in comparing this to a lot of the Zillow photos, it is pretty accurate in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here so everybody can see this real closely. Now you can see we have the front door here that's from the street where all the cars were parked out here. You go into the first floor, second floor, and as I said earlier, there's a little step down in here. This was an addition that was put on. So this is still part of the second floor, but that's why it's in blue. And then the third level here. All right, I'm going to walk you through going through the front door. So let's enter the door. Immediately to your left, there is a set of stairs. These stairs take you up to level 2. There's a hallway with a bathroom straight ahead and a laundry room inside of there. Then we go to bedroom 1A. Now 1A, we think, is Bethany's room. 1A looks like this inside. Here is one angle to Bethany's room. Here's where you come in the front door, and this is what the room looks like. This is, I'm assuming, either a bathroom closet, or I don't know if this is the bathroom or this is the bathroom, but one of those is the bathroom and one of them is probably a closet. It's not really easy to tell. But that is one angle of that room where Bethany's is. Here's another angle. There's the window where all the cars are parked out front. And if you look up in the left-hand corner here, this is the angle to the stairs. So the stairs, this is where the stairs would go up to that additional floor, if that makes sense. Bedroom 1B. Bedroom 1B, you break to the right and it ends up over there. Let's take a look at bedroom 1B. Now 1B is an interesting room. To me, it seems like it is the smallest room in the house. So if there's a 6-bedroom house and it's full and you are stuck with this bedroom 1B and one of the other rooms opened up, I would think that you may want to get out of this room and go up to a warmer floor that's a bigger bedroom. It's my assumption. Maybe that doesn't happen. Now, I don't know who's occupying this room. Now, it's either got to be Dylan or nobody. All right. So this is floor bedroom 1B. All right. Here's another angle. This is the street view, as you can see right here. Let's go up the stairs to floor number 2. All right. So here is floor 2. So coming up the stairs, we are now on level 2. You button hook to the right. That is the living room. There is a bathroom here and bedroom, which is labeled 2B, which is what we're assuming is Zaina and Ethan's bedroom. Not Ethan, but Zaina's, where Ethan was sleeping. That is by social media accounts and friends. Across here is another bedroom, 2A. Same floor, but this is where we don't know if this room is vacant, because there is obviously one room that's vacant. There are social media pictures of Dylan in this room, several in this room, that indicate that she may have switched rooms from downstairs, from 1B, which I showed you earlier, up to 2A. Unconfirmed, but it would make sense if a lot of recent pictures are being shown with her in that bedroom. Why is that important? Now, if we look at the diagram here, we can see that above 1A, directly above 1A, is no rooms at all. It's a living room. So directly above, there's nobody there. There's no noise being made above. There's nothing above 1A. If 1B is vacant, then below 2B is nothing. Nobody in 1B to hear anything in 2B. If Dylan is not in this room, but she's up now in 2A. Now, if Dylan is in 1B, then she could potentially hear things in 2B above her. If Dylan is in 1B, she may be able to hear things in 2B. Maybe not. I don't know the structure of the house, the construction, how well it's insulated. Is she sleeping with the fan? I don't know any of that information. Only investigators know that. But in the position of the house, if there is someone there, there will be somebody directly above them. But if she is not, and she is up here in 2A, then she's not going to hear that. Let's stick to 2B. Let's stick to the second floor. So we have Zena and Ethan in that room. There's a little step down that I showed you earlier that's still part of the second floor. So it steps down into this area here. This is where the kitchen, sink, and all of those things are located. So the second floor, we have the back patio, which anybody can walk up here and enter there. This back patio enters the kitchen. Here's the kitchen. You see the back patio here. You come up the gravel, access to the sliding glass door to the kitchen here. Here's another picture of the kitchen. You see the pillars right here and the layout of the kitchen itself. Here's floor 2 that I talked about. This is coming up the stairs from below, button hooks into this living room. You see here to the bottom right, this is that little step down. You see the step that goes here and then down. Another shot. You come up these stairs from up here, you button hook living room, keep button hook. That is Zena's room where Ethan and her were most likely sleeping. Unconfirmed, but most likely. Then there's a bathroom on the other side of that wall. Here is the street view from where people were. Okay, let's stick to 2B just for a minute. Now, everybody has seen the photos of the red substance that's down the back of the wall. I wanted to point that out on where this is in relationship to the house and the bedrooms that are inside. So here on 2B, this area right here that you see is about the area where those stains are found along the wall. Whether it's blood or not blood, the red stains that are there, that's the proximity of this bedroom. Whether the bed was laid out in this fashion or the bed was laid out in that fashion were unknown. Okay, so I hope that makes sense about where that is in position. Now I'm going to show you another picture of the outside of the residence where this is located, where 2B and the outside of that is located. There's been some comments back and forth about how did it go 2 stories down and all of this. People have been calling it blood. As an investigator, we don't identify substances just by looking at them. We call them suspected. In this case, suspected blood. We could field test that, but until it is collected, sent to a lab, we're not going to call it blood. We're going to call it suspected blood or a red substance, red liquid substance. So let me just say that this red liquid substance that gravity pulled down is located at this area. And I want to show you that it's not traveling a large amount of distance, okay? All right, I'm going to take you back to the drone footage. And now that you know at least floors 1 and 2, I'm going to show you where these stains were and how far they traveled. So I'm going to zoom in here, and this is the area right here where those are. As you can see, if I pan out a little bit, there is dirt and ground and earth right up to that point. So this area right here is where I was talking about the bedroom with Zaina and where Ethan was probably staying. So that is the room in relationship to the house. And that stain that you're seeing is right there. I'm going to show you another picture. Okay, now this picture is just a close-up of the same one you just saw pulled out. You can see it's not very far from the ground. I mean, the ground level is right here, and this is the bottom. And there's also a pipe here that is located. Now, it is kind of particular that this pattern of red fluid is going down in this direction here. And this little section here, it looks like the fluid possibly came over the top because the next staining pattern is down below that appears to be the same texture and consistency of that this may have started here, gone over, and then gravity took it back to the house and it came down. So we don't know what that is, or I shouldn't say we, the investigators may by now know what that is based on their testing, their field testing or lab results, but we're just speculating at this point, if anything, because evidence is going to speak for itself, and you never want to jump to conclusions on anything. So that's why we're calling it what they're calling it, and what the investigators, I don't even know if they've called it anything. I haven't even seen anything. It's just been the media and social calling this blood. But it's suspected blood potentially, or it could just be a red surface, and that there's something that's in that pipe that we don't know about. Okay? So I'm going to take you now from the second floor to the third floor. All right? Let's take a look. So we are here on the second floor. We're going to go up these stairs here. These stairs take you up, and they button hook around and come up to this hallway. You button hook to the left. This is on the diagram 3B, which is suspected Kaylee's room. You button hook to the right. There is a bath here, and this is Maddie's bedroom. Whether they were there at the time on November 13th is unconfirmed. More than likely, if that is their bedroom, then that is most likely where they were sleeping. There are pictures of Maddie here with an M in the window and some purple boots. So if that's, following with that pieces of evidence, if those are her boots and she's seen with those boots, as well as the M for Maddie, it would lead one to believe this is probably where she was located. We don't know any positions of them throughout the house. This is just, if it's your bedroom and you were sleeping there, that is potentially most likely where you were sleeping. But it's unconfirmed, so we're not jumping to any conclusion. The only one that knows where those dear souls were sleeping are the crime scene investigators and detectives that went into that house and the coroner. That is the only people that know where they were located in this house. So don't jump to any conclusions, but that's the way the house is laid out. So I'm going to show you one more thing. So once again, I'm just going to point out a couple things on hearing something in the house. So let's break it down to floors 2 and 3 now. So let's look at 2. If Dylan is not in this bedroom, then where Maddie was murdered, there's nobody below to hear that happening. Below Kaylee's bedroom is a kitchen, so nobody's down there to hear anything on level 3. If Dylan is in 2A, then the potential for her to hear something in 3A is there because it's directly above her. Whether she could or not, that's what investigators have to follow up on and question her on. There may be other external factors that we don't know about. So we're not going to jump to conclusions. But I hope this video was helpful on just a little bit of a walkthrough of the house itself so you can get an idea. Outside photos don't always show the true workings of the layout. It shows the blueprint, but not so much the layout. So I hope this video was helpful for you to clear up a couple different things. And if you want to check out the videos that I did before, I'm going to leave them on the end screen or one of the cards up above here. And if you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them on the YouTube channel. I'm going to try to get to all the comments that I can. But I appreciate you guys, and let's keep praying for the families, for some peace and for justice for them, and for the investigators that are just killing themselves trying to figure out who did this heinous crime. Doing this for 25 years, there's nothing more that motivates you than nabbing somebody and nabbing them quick. It's a very arduous process. There's a lot of stuff to go through. So everybody, please be patient. Keep giving them tips, and hopefully together we can catch this killer. All right, thanks for watching.